Monuments to Tesla. This, of course, is at Niagara Falls, and look, that's a big, monstrous DC generator type of thing, but these are pretty cool. This is also one in New York. This is at the outside the Engineers Club. This is at the hotel where he died. There's a street in New York that's actually named after Tesla. This is a very famous sculpture that was actually donated. I believe this is at Columbia University. There is a Tesla stamp, so he was honored by the United States, so, which is amazing considering that they tried to make him a non-person. This is the Tesla Museum in Belgrade. Of course, in Yugoslavia, this guy is a hero. In fact, in most of Europe, this guy is a hero. The children in Europe learn about this guy in school, but we're kept stupid. And I'm sure there's a good reason for that. Tesla money, he's on the money over there. Here is the ticket, and this is actually shows you the website. If you guys want to go to tesla.museum.org, there it is. The airport in Belgrade is actually named after Tesla. Now this is very important. This is a pretty unimportant looking building, right? The Tesla Museum. It's not, certainly doesn't look like a military target, right? Well, during the war with Kosovo, the U.S. military decided that they needed to bomb the Tesla Museum. So guess what? There's no more Tesla Museum. Well, why the hell did we need to bomb the Tesla Museum? Who ordered that? God, they probably had a pretty good reason. You think maybe they're trying to hide something? They need to, maybe erase some little key facts. You know, they've been looking for an excuse to probably destroy this for a long time because this is the repository of all things Tesla.
But it is or what?
Well, I haven't been there, so I can't tell you what's inside of it and what the condition is. But you know, if you guys want to visit the website and tell me what the condition of the place is, that'd be nice to know. In 1960, the physicists, the scientific community got together and decided to finally use the name Tesla as a unit of measure for magnetic induction. This is kind of cool, magnetic induction, because the human brain produces 100 T of magnetic induction. Okay, so this is that energy that we're putting out. This is a representation of that energy. So what is this? Our aura is essentially lines of magnetic induction. Kind of like what's going on here. So remember these waves that we emanate are sometimes particles and sometimes waves. Sometimes they're rays. The Earth produces 1 trillion times more magnetic energy than the human. But I kind of like to think if 3 billion humans got together and decided to focus all their magnetic energy on one thing, we could probably do whatever we want. That's a lot of magnetic induction. I mean, 3 billion times 0, what is that? Okay, so magnetic induction is defined as the number of magnetic field lines per surface unit. It is manifested in the form of radiation surrounding our body. This is our aura. The greatest magnetic induction produced on Earth was made with a nuclear explosion by the Russians, and they produced 2,800 T. So 2,800 T. What does that mean? That means 280 humans can duplicate that much energy. Think about could 300 humans make more energy than that bomb right there? Think about it. That's how powerful we are. Yeah, this is very powerful stuff. We're getting down to the end. Oh my gosh, how much time we got? How are you doing?
Maybe I watch.
8:20. This is great. Part 2. Okay, we're going to get into the juicy stuff. Cut? All right. Pause.
I just want to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Back in Colorado Springs, I attended a convention there on the Tesla event a number of years ago, but they talked about during the time that he was there, that 9-month period or whatever, he threw some tower out there on the prairie. He set off this pulse, which was the largest pulse ever generated by humankind.
Right.
He actually one pulse that lit up light bulbs for miles.
Right. It was felt in New York, actually. It went as far as New York.
Okay. But it was recorded back on Earth
200
as a distortion that it maybe bounced off something in space and came back to the Earth. It was picked up again.
Well, that's exactly right, because it bounced off the ionosphere.
Okay.
And that's how it traveled around the Earth, was by bouncing off the ionosphere. Okay. But it should also be mentioned is that historically people thought that the generators in Colorado actually blew up during that test. And people thought it was because he was sucking too much energy. That's not true. What actually was he was putting out so much energy that you can't put energy into a generator. Generators are designed to put energy out, not in. That's what actually blew up the generators.
Yeah.
Ready to continue?
Quick question. In the Wardenclyffe Tower, I don't know if you've researched this, but he notes on the drawing, there's a power source there.
Right.
And is it just a diesel power generator that's powering it?
He had a monstrously huge Westinghouse generator in the facility, and I really wanted to have a photo of that on there. There's only so much I could do. It's in there. I just didn't. I had to stop. Okay, here we go. Extremely controversial, so I'm going to use the word allegedly a lot. The electromagnetic field. Oh, I don't have to. This is all fact. Okay. 1873, James Clerk Maxwell develops a theory of electromagnetism in England and had proven magnetically or mathematically that light was electromagnetic radiation. Otherwise, light is electricity vibrating at extremely high frequency. So, the electromagnetic field, according to Maxwell's equation, propagates at a rate of c infinity, which means it propagates throughout the entire universe instantaneously. Okay? Now, when we talk about particle theory and two particles being in two different places and you touch one and the same thing happens over here, this is what this is. Okay? This is what manifestation is. This is why we can do all these things. Now, if you understand the basic relationship of how this works, the energies in the fields, you can understand how anti-gravity works. I didn't really want to get into the electromagnetic field too much because it's just so huge, but here's our visible electromagnetic spectrum right here. There's my green laser right here at 533 roughly. That's where it is. Okay, now you see this is the difference. You see this is 700 nanometer. That's what that means. This is the length of the peaks, between the distance of the peaks. Okay, that's a wavelength. You see the blue, it's a shorter wavelength. They all start out at the same place, but there's a shift. And like in a Doppler thing, when the thing's going really fast, one edge looks a little red, one edge looks a little blue. That's what that is. Okay, that's all about that. All right, real quick. Oh my gosh, Tesla designed flying saucers. Oh, who would have thought? Why not? Okay, well, what do we got here? Let's see. Alternating fields. What is this? This is essentially, what is it? It's a spinning disc. Okay, so it's like a big centrifuge flying. I'm not going to get into. There's all sorts of different ways to make a flying saucer go, but. This is, they say that this is where the Germans got their flying saucer technology, and there's a good possibility if you consider the Nazi connection, which is going to be coming back up here really quick, then yeah, it's very logical that somebody inside of Tesla's lab is feeding the stuff back to the Nazis. Oh, I don't know, could it have been his accountant, maybe? Sure, maybe. Philadelphia experiment. Oh boy, everybody heard about the Philadelphia experiment, right? Saw the movie? Come on, you're the only one? Come on, Philadelphia experiment? Come on, everybody, Roger? All right, right on. What are they trying to do? They were trying to make a ship invisible. Franklin Roosevelt was a good friend of Tesla's. Tesla met FDR when he was the Navy Secretary, and he was really impressed with Tesla. He asked him one of these days, try to help out and do something for the country. Tesla said, sure. He was director of the project. He was chief scientist until 1942, until he resigned. And the reasons of why he resigned are pretty controversial, but mostly it was because of issues involving people on the boat during the test.